this new episode of Continuum Gaming, and today we are going to have a look at another Sailfish OS related topic. And in this case we are going to have a look at a new small little app I found, which is called CarBudget. And the interesting part about it is that CarBudget is giving you an option to really track the real costs of your car. So something like how much is it when you buy it? How much is it when you are going to the gas station and stuff like that, and how much fuel do you have to pump into it. And in general you already know a little bit about that, but this one is really tracking it for you if you are going to help it, of course. And if you are providing the necessary information in this app, then you are probably going to know what your car costs you in a month, how much it costs you at all, and stuff like that. It's really interesting. Currently I'm in the market for buying a new car because my old one is just struggling at the moment, and so I'm thinking about stuff like that all the time, and so I stumbled about that in the Jolla Store itself. So you can get this app in the Jolla Store. I'm going to show you where and how in the next few minutes, more or less. What I'm going to show you is going to be presented on my Xperia 10 Mark III with Sailfish OS on it. It is this smartphone. It's going to be giving us all the different visual cues you are seeing on the big screen here too, because I'm going to use screencast on my device here to show you everything on the big screen. There will be kind of a delay, depending on what's going on there in the network and stuff like that. It might be a stronger one or a pretty small one, but there will be a delay. It doesn't have to do with the speed of the smartphone or anything, but only with how fast it is going to be projected here, because more or less the smartphone is taking pictures, so screenshots of what is shown at the moment, and will give it to a little web server on the smartphone itself in the end. And the smartphone itself is going to then provide it on the web server, which is run locally on the smartphone and only accessible locally, or better to say in the same network at least. And so I can just use my laptop, which is standing at the side, and this one is connected to the big screen and gives you all the information. So if you want to know more about all this, please have a look at the corner up there. There are a couple of other videos where I'm going to show you more about that, more in depth. And other than that, let's start with this. As mentioned before, we are going to have a look at the smartphone screen itself. So as you can see, if I do something, you will see it on the big screen too, but it may have a little bit of a delay. It's not very hard in general for showing a normal app and stuff. It's totally fine. It can be a little bit troublesome for games, but still, even then, often it just works fine for a normal video like this. I'm going to show you anyway both of the displays, so you're going to see the big one, so you can see it in a more easy to read way and stuff like that, but you can always have a look at the small one here too. Hopefully I'm not going to hold it in a way that there are many glares or something on the display. I can't do anything about it. There are just bright lights around me so I can take this video, and I hope you will be able to see something on this. If not, this one is going to give you all the information you need. Okay, so let's have a look. As you already can see, I'm trying to position it somewhere where you can see something too. Sometimes I'm just going to move around or do stuff, and maybe I'm not holding it into frame, then please forgive me for that, but it should be working anyway. Okay, so first off, to get the app, you will have to go to your Jolla Store, so the one which is pre-installed on your smartphone in this case, or on Sailfish OS at least, and you have to go to this one then. And all you now have to put in after it has loaded, give it a little bit of time, there we go. You already see it, this is the store, and of course you can just go to the puller menu up there, go to search, and now just put in budget or CarBudget. Better CarBudget probably, but we will see what comes up. Let's see. Nothing interesting. CarBudget. Try it again. There we go. And here you can already see it, CarBudget at the start there. Probably didn't find anything because it's written together, so it's not two words or something, so you can't really easily find it like that. But anyway, just get it by going to the puller menu and install. In this case, of course, I already have it installed, so I only have the option to deinstall it or to open it. In general, if you are going to install it for the first time, there will be in general something like download and then install, or maybe even install at the first time, depends on what you are going to do. And you can already see a couple of different screenshots here, but I'm going to show you more about all this now. So I'm just going out of that, going to my app drawer, and of course at the bottom there it will be placed, and we can click on CarBudget in this case. And here we are. If you are starting this for the first time, you are going to be asked for a car. So if you see this, I already put in the Renault Captur, which would be the new car. I might be buying whatever. You can, of course, if you start it for the first time, just set it up. What you are going to present it with is you can just put in all these different information. So a car name for that if you want to. You can put in the manufacturer, the model, the building year of the car, which kind of license plate you have. For some reason you can even define how many wheels it has. How many cars do have 3 wheels, for instance, and what does it matter? I'm not sure, but whatever, you can set it in. So in general 4 or 5, depending on if you want to include your spare wheel in the back, for instance. And very important, you can input here, for instance, petrol or benzene in German, or any other kind of thing you want. So diesel, for instance, would be fine too. LPG if you are using that, or GPD, and I think it's, sorry for that. I think it's called GPD in English or something like that, or GPL. I'm not sure. Gas, petrol, liquefied, GPL probably, but I'm not sure. In the end, all those can be put in. It doesn't matter because you just can type something. It's not going to be a drop down or something, but you will have to put them in. Then you can tell them the distance unit. So in this case, you can of course use kilometers or miles. So whatever you want there. And of course, here you can tell the system which kind of usage you want, or which kind of measurement you want to have for the petrol consumption in the end. So in the end, at the moment, it's liters per 100 kilometers, which is pretty common for here. But you can of course go with miles per gram. I'm not sure what that is. But in the end, or gallon, miles per gallon probably. You could use that too. After that, you can put in your price you paid for the car. That's very important. It's about the car, not about any kind of petrol or something. So just put that in, something like, I don't know, 20,000 or whatever you paid for it. And if you put that in and do everything here, then in the just the unit of your currency, of course, the currency unit. And then when you bought it, and maybe if you want to, how many months it's already running. Put that all in, and after that you will get one of these entries. And if you have a look at that, I just put in anything. It's not really something that is what I'm using here, but you already can see it here. Okay, and after that you are going to add to these. So in the end, if you have any kind of for instance, petrol receipts or something, so how much money you paid for it, you just go in here, you tell him, hey, what is the current kilometers you drove with your car, so something like 25,000 or whatever, or 25,333 or something. Just put it in, and he's not going to ask you how is the delta you drove or something, but he's just going to ask for the current kilometers or miles you drove with the car. Then you are just going to put in how many liters you just more or less pumped out of any kind of gas station there, and of course how much money that costed you. So it's not about how is the liter price or the gallon price or something, but how much money did the whole pumping part there cost you. And after that, you're just going to put it in. So I'm just going to do anything here. It's a very, very high number, but I started with a very, very high number for some reason. So I have to. Let's say I'm going to put in something like this, and I had, this is a little bit much maybe. Let's say I got 40 liters. And after that, I'm just going to put in how much that would cost me. Let's say 75. He's not asking for a currency or something because he already set it up, so it's euro in this case. So this would be 187.5 per liter. He's going to calculate that from what you got him. Here you could, for instance, have different kinds of petrol kinds or parts, whatever, because you can, for instance, have diesel, you can have GPL probably, or LPG or whatever, so some kind of a gas part. Liquefied gas, in this case autogas, and you could of course have petrol plus diesel, whatever you want to do there, and you can tell him, hey, this was really up to the fullest part there or not, so just tell him that, doesn't matter. You can add a notice if you want to. After that, you're just going to go back here, and as you can see, he's going to tell you what your average consumption is. Of course, I just put in any kind of number, so it's a very, very low one. In general, you would of course have something like 6 liters or up. And yeah, in the end, so you're getting all the information here. So the average one is a upper one, and of course how many kilometers did you drive till now? So from 250, 55, 380, 100, 80. You know what I'm talking about, to 275,000 kilometers. This is more or less how long you drove this car in this case for now. For that you have average consumption of another 5 liters in this case, which is of course just one guess. If that would be true, it would be very, very fine. And the last one of course was very, very good. And because it was better than the one before, you are even getting a green light here more or less. So he's telling you, hey, you did pretty well with that. If you have any kind of I don't know, if you have to repair something at your car, you might have a new receipt for that too. So you can put in the costs and what got repaired or something like that, and when did it happen. And of course, you can, for instance, have a look at the wheels. So you can even put in a new wheel here. For instance, if you want to, you can put in, I don't know, summer wheels, winter wheels or something like that. Which kind of manufacturer the wheels have, let's say Michelin or something, which kind of model, how much it costs, and so on and so forth. And after that, you're going to get information about that here too. It might be interesting because, of course, as you all know, the consumption can be different depending on which kind of wheel you are using. So how big is it? What kind of width does it have? And stuff like that can, of course, affect everything. And after that, you can have a look at the statistics and see all the different information here in a pretty nice overview, where you can, for instance, see, hey, so the petrol you are consuming here costs you, in this case, very, very unlikely, but whatever, let's say 92 cents. You will have those kind of costs, and of course all together will be how much your car costs you everything considered more or less. Everything is not quite true. I think, for instance, something like insurance and stuff like that could be in here too, but let's say that's not in there. We want to have everything else. And as you can see, we have investments, so the starting price of the part. We have some kind of repair receipts and stuff like that. Petrol at the second part, and of course what kind of wheels you are using and how much they cost is considered too. So if you are curious about all this or something about it, it's a nice app. You should really try it out. I think it's pretty much a very, very nice thing to have. Of course, it's just information, so it doesn't change much, at least I would say. But just to compare it, for instance, to an old car. If you are using an older car now and you want to buy a new one and you just want to check, hey, how much is it better, is it worse, or whatever, this might be a good app for you. Try it out. Of course, you don't have to do it with a car. You could do it with other kinds of vehicles too. So for instance, if you want to, I don't know, you have a boat, you have some kind of anything else that consumes something. So in the end, I'm not sure if a bike or something would be a nice part here, if you would need that for a bike, because in general a bike just consumes what it costs, and after that maybe repairs and stuff like that. But other than that, there's no petrol or whatever you are going to have to pump into it. So that might not be very interesting then. But if you have any kind of car or any kind of, I don't know, even electric vehicles, it doesn't matter. You can just put in, for instance, instead of this petrol one, you could of course use, if you want to, electric energy or something, and how much you paid for it. That would be fine too. Yeah, other than that, thank you for watching, thank you for listening. I hope you have a great day. Hope this video was interesting for you. If so, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any kind of questions, whatever, put them down below in the commentary section. And of course, if you didn't subscribe to the channel till now, just do that now. It's cost-free and it helps the channel, of course, to get attention, and of course get attention of Sailfish OS up too. So thank you for watching, see you around, and bye.